We will go on to get the Republican nomination, and we will go on to easily beat Hillary or Bernie or whoever the hell they throw up there. Iowa, we love you. We thank you.
Well, one of the big stories of last night, the candidate who has not taken a hit this entire race, Donald Trump, just took one on the chin from former boxer Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz finished first. Trump came in second. How did he lose his lead in Iowa, which he had going right into the end with, according to all the polls?
Well, let's ask 2012 Republican presidential candidate and Fox News contributor Herman Cain. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for being here.
So is this the result of not having as good of a ground game as Senator Cruz, or Donald Trump not showing up to the debate, or what was it?
I think the debate, not showing up for the debate, may have cost him a point, but the biggest thing was not having an effective ground game. I think that the Trump campaign underestimated the importance of having an effective group on the ground, having people that were going to go and speak for you at these caucuses. I think that hurt him.
Will we have more of a dedicated campaigner coming up in New Hampshire and down the line from Donald Trump?
Probably, because if they made observations about what happened, I think the ground game was the biggest thing that caused him to come in second.
Well, you know, Donald Trump has run an unconventional campaign, to say the least, and so it just would make sense. You look at the numbers, and, you know, Herman, the polls got it wrong. Real Clear Politics had Trump winning by 5. The Des Moines Register, which was the gold standard, had him by 5. The Q poll that came out the day before had him by 7.
They didn't factor in, one, the backlash from some of the bashing that he did of some of the other candidates. Where were they going to go? Just because he bashed Carson and Bush and some others, those people went to Rubio and Cruz. That's what they undermet. Secondly, yes, it was a big turnout, but they thought that the big turnout was going to go mostly to Trump. In fact, the big turnout went a lot to Cruz and to Rubio. So that's what I don't think the polls captured when they were doing the estimation.
Mr. Trump has always campaigned as being a winner. You know, he's always constantly up on stage and he's showing the poll numbers, how he's ahead. This is the first real loss that we've seen him take. How will that affect him?
Well, I think that he still has good strength going into New Hampshire. That's not a problem. But I think one of the differences that you saw between Trump and Cruz and Rubio was their statesman-likeness. And I think that that is something that has been missing, and it probably is starting to catch up with him a little bit in terms of how he comes across and does he sound statesman-like.
We've got a graphic just to remind people how important is Iowa in the scheme of things. Well, you know, in 1996, Bob Dole from my home state of Kansas, where I grew up, he was the nominee, went on to lose. But then again, George W. Bush in 2000 won Iowa and then won the chair in the Oval Office.
Right. I would definitely say that this is not a predictor of whether they're going to win the presidency or not. Peter Johnson Jr. gave an amazing stat the other day when he said that if you go back to 1976, if you look at the Democratic race, only twice did the Iowa winner not win the presidency. For Republicans, only twice did Republicans win the presidency. So this is not a predictor. I call it a great pulse, and it is a pulse. At this particular time, after all of the polls and the predictions, we now have a pulse. And I got to tell you, New Hampshire is going to be another big pulse. And when we get to South Carolina and Super Tuesday on March 1st, it's going to be a heartbeat.
It's just getting going. It is.
It's going to be a heartbeat by then.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We'll forgive you for not bringing us breakfast.
Okay.